I would just like to take a minute, if my subscribers will permit me. I'm sorry first before I start. I'm sorry for the noise outside, but you when I get to the I'm gonna explain the the noise outside my room in the body in the in the in the in the body of the video. But if you don't like the news, you can the no the 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 noise you can you can either lump it or or unsubscribe. But 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 back to the body of the video. Uh, tw- 25 on on September 23rd, 1994, which is 25 years ago tomorrow at 8 at 8 at 8 at 8:30 on the 23rd of September 1994. My 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 grandpa lost his 16-month battle with uh with I think it was stage 4 lung cancer, and it I would just like to spend like the next minute, if you all permit me, talking to my talking to my grandpa in a way. Grandpa, you always told me that that I always I always had a brain in my forehead, and don't let the fact that I'm in a wheelchair, don't let people talk down to me, and that I'm smarter than a lot of the people that you met in your lifetime. And I would just like to thank you for for being for being the influence that you were on me in my formative years, when my dad didn't have the time to, because he was he was working so much they didn't have the time to. I just love spending time with you, uh out in your out out in the workshop, where you taught me how a carpenter works with his tools. And through that I've taken your tool thing, and I've sub and I've adopted it to my YouTube channel, Grandpa, where a lot of people just say, "Well, I made a mistake on this video, but it's a it's a it's a it's a 300 viewer between now and the next time, that I record, so I'm not gonna fix it." But me, because you told me, whatever you do, make sure you do it right, because you want to make the face you put out to the world be proper and be all be always right. And and I just think that if you could see what I'm doing with this, you and you and Grandma would be so proud of what would be would be would be so proud of what I'm doing. At least I hope that you would. I know that you would, but and and like I like I like I like I say to you every night, but before I go before I go before I go to bed, Grandpa, whether I go to bed at 10 or 5:45 in the morning, I say the last thing I think about is I is I love you, I love you, I love you, Grandpa. And let me tell you something. Being the grandson of Carl Oscar Swanson is being the first grandchild of Carl Oscar Swanson is is something that I I carry with me as a badge of honor. Like you always used to say, people might pe- people might go people in your life will will will, will die on you, Rich. But as long as somebody's somebody's alive that knows about them, they're not dead because the person that's talking about them can tell stories and show pictures, and you would just and I think that you would just love all this. I'm sure that there would be some videos that you would say, I'm not too sure about that, but I'm I'm and and but but you'd say but you say but you say but you would say, Rich, you're a 45-year-old grown man now, so you can put up whatever you want to put up, but be, be prepared for not everybody liking everything that you put up. Believe me, I've gotten my share of don't post things or this, but I'm like, I totally ignore all those, and like, and I I just brush them aside, unless they just do or say something total, totally totally heinous, and then I have to get fired up. But I try not to do that on too many of them. But subscribers, you can believe that or not. But in this video, I don't really care what my subscribers think because I'm having a conversation with my grandpa here. So in 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 to sum everything up, I would just like to say say I say I love you, Grandpa, and I will for all eternity until we meet again. And when we do, I will run to you in the video. I love you, Grandpa.